Hi, Souls Trader here. Today we're going to be talking about some foundational ways you can survive a recession as a retail trader. One of the key ways to be a profitable trader is to look at your trading and personal finances as its own business. In this video, I want to pull lessons from some widely used recession-resistant business practices that we can apply to trading. I don't intend for this video to be financial advice. The information here just serves as inspiration for where to start in your own due diligence. With that said, let's get into it. During recessions, businesses will often scale back on their products and services that don't sell well to instead focus on the ones that sell better. Likewise, I like to pivot my focus, resources, and trading strategies that do historically a little bit better during recessions. That might mean it's best to focus more on companies that provide essential goods and services, such as groceries, hygiene products, and maybe some medicines. I also like to keep companies that provide those goods and services at a discount to their customers on my watch list. A tip I learned in the COVID crash is that recessions and bear markets aren't really the time to experiment. If you feel you're a good stock trader, focus on stock trading. If you're primarily a stock trader, it's probably not a good idea to try to get into Forex or futures trading during volatile market conditions. It's the fastest way to get burnt. Just focus on what you know and have the most confidence in. Wait until markets stabilize for a bit, or at least paper trade those new ideas before you jump into something completely new. Another lesson we can take from business owners during recessions is they take steps to protect their cash flow long before it becomes a necessity. Smart businesses will start positioning themselves early for a better chance of survival during recessions, ideally before their competitors. Businesses that don't adapt or are too late to adapt usually don't make it through a recession without a lot of unnecessary pain and suffering. As a trader, you can position yourself for survival, much like a business, by cutting back on your discretionary spending and protecting your cash flow. Even if you're naturally frugal, you can scale back on your position sizing. Assume that things could get worse, but don't panic. I like to wait a little longer than I normally would to average down on my trades. I take losses faster and I protect gains faster than I would in, say, a less volatile market. Prior to recessions, companies will usually try to do their best to not take out new lines of credit in times of economic uncertainty. So consolidate debt and reduce buying or selling on margin unless you can absolutely afford the loss. My final tip on debt and margin is if your emergency fund was ever exhausted for whatever reason, how would you get cash to fund your expenses if you needed more time? Check now with your bank and lower interest debt options so that if something like that were to happen, you'll be less likely to reach for the fastest, often most costly way of borrowing money. My final tip for this video is to diversify. I know it's a bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to focusing on your strengths rather than your weaknesses, but that doesn't mean you should put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your investments across different financial products that are often the safest, and keep cash on hand so that you can take advantage of opportunities that often arise from recessions. In conclusion, a lot of these strategies we talked about are encouraged in most market conditions, but I think these points are especially important to use in bear markets, extreme volatility, and recessions. So remember, treat your portfolio like a business. Use recession-resistant strategies, focus on what you know, preserve cash flow, scale back on your position sizing, minimize new lines of credit and margin, and finally, diversify your investments. Well, that's all for today. If you made it this far in the video, you might as well hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to trade gingerly, and I will see you in the next video.